The theme of darkness and light is central to this liturgy. The idea is that people, well, it says in the first reading, that people walked in darkness and they were waiting for the light. And the light is right there. The light is Christ, the Messiah, the one who was to come to bring God's presence into the world in a way that never had been expressed. And for me, the proof of that, the final proof, the connection with the divinity of God in humanity was right there. And if I could, technologically capable of doing it, I would have some lasers in here connecting that to that, like a yellow light going back and forth, because they are inextricably connected together. Today, you know, it's unfortunate, but a lot of times we don't think through the whole chronology of the gospel. Jesus is born, and only in Luke's gospel do we have two stories that talk about two things. One is when he was circumcised 8 days later, and the next one is 12 years later when he got lost in the temple. And other than those two moments, from birth to 30 years, there's nothing. Think about it. For 30 years, Jesus existed, and not a word is said about him in the Gospels. Nothing. Until he's baptized at the Jordan when he's 30 years old. And then he begins his public ministry. Why? Why is that? Well, I think that the public ministry is everything for Jesus. Those 3 years he spent preaching, announcing the kingdom of God, healing, bringing back life, connecting people to God, and then finally this moment. And on this moment is when he proved to everybody that he was divine. Because stop and think about it. If you were Jesus, and if you were accused of something that you did not do wrong, and you were arrested, then you were brought to trial, and you had all your haters out there accusing you, so they stripped you naked, they beat you, they spit on you, they put a crown of thorns in your head, they made you carry a heavy wooden cross up a hill. When you got up to the top of the hill after falling 3 times, they nailed you to that cross. Then they lifted you up on the cross to die, and as you're dying, they continued for 3 hours to insult you and mock you and criticize you and laugh at you. What would you say to all that? What would you say? Thank you? I love you? You're beautiful? I don't think so. Every one of us would be saying, I'll see you in hell. I hate you. What have you done to me? But not Jesus. Father, forgive them all. They know not what they do. It's taken me a long time to get to this in my journey of faith as a priest and as a Catholic person. I say that is the divinity of God in Jesus, the human person, and they are like this. The divinity and humanity are wrapped up together, and in that moment, Jesus Christ healed our ugly humanity, but not completely, because there's still darkness. There's still darkness. There's killings every day. There's people at the borders of our country and Palestine and other places where people are freezing cold. And in our own history, just in the last couple of years, babies taken from their mothers and fathers, separated for years now. Wow, that's darkness. And so somehow, as people, we've been redeemed, but it's, in general, we've been redeemed. But personally, we have to grab it, each of us ourselves. We each have to come over to this baby Jesus and take him, pick him up in our arms, not literally, okay, but pick up this baby Jesus and say, Jesus, I need you born into me. Jesus, I need you to die for me. I need you to bring light to my darkness and the darkness of the world that in which I walk. Because if we don't grab the light, then I'm afraid we may stumble in the darkness. And this is the meaning of Christmas. This is not just to look at this beautiful scene. It's lovely. But if this doesn't get born into us, it remains just an idea. But spiritually speaking, if this gets born into us, this and this, we are redeemed. We are. We will walk as different people. We will experience the light, and we will give the light. And that, I think, is the meaning of our Christmas. Digo que yo creo que la razón por esta noche es recibir la luz, quien es Cristo, la luz de Navidad, que puede penetrar nuestros corazones y vidas y hacernos diferente gente. Hay bastante oscuridad en el mundo, es feísimo. La gente matando uno al otro, la gente robando, haciendo bastante cosas muy feo. Pero tenemos una luz, es aquí. Y esta luz conectada con la cruz, en que podemos tener una salvación en Cristo que dice, en el medio, en el frente de odio y toda la maldad del mundo, podemos decidir que vamos a responder con amor, con perdón, con luz adentro. Y si podemos aceptar eso y celebrar eso y recibir eso y vivir eso, vamos a hacer una diferencia en el mundo y vamos a vivir diferentemente en este mundo. Y esta es la promesa, este es el regalo, el don de Navidad, y esta es la posibilidad de tener esta nueva vida adentro en nosotros.